Hi students, today we are going to study about one of the interesting chapters, political parties. Our country, every citizen is politically conscious. So everybody is interested to say that I belong to so and so political party. Everybody is so conscious. And speaking in the language of political science, political parties is one of the inevitable, one of the most important components of a democratic system. The objective of this chapter, we have already studied in an earlier chapter that political parties, they are acting as a vehicle of power sharing and negotiation on social division. Political parties act as vehicles of power sharing and negotiation on social division. Last chapter we had studied on power sharing. So here the main objective of this chapter is learning the nature and working of political parties. What is the basic nature? How political parties are working? We will also discuss whether political parties are satisfying the people, whether they need any kind of refinement. So these things also we will see in this chapter. We will see political parties are most visible part of democracy, and for common people democracy is equal to political parties. So the question is, why we need political parties? So in our country we are not using technical terms. Common people don't use technical terms like Lok Sabha or democracy or democratic decisions. We know only what BJP did, what Congress did, what Aam Aadmi Party did. So all the conclusions of our democracy is labeled on in the form of achievement or criticism towards political parties. So basically why we need political parties? You can just read political parties are easily one of the most visible institution in a democracy. For most ordinary citizens, democracy is equal to political parties. So common people cannot separate democracy with political party. Simultaneously they understand both as same. You know, people are not always happy with political parties. They become very critical of political parties also. Sometimes I may favor a political party and oppose the viewpoints and actions of another political party. So this is how we see how the political opinions are formed. This is how we see in common man's viewpoint how political parties work. A political party is group of people coming together to contest elections and hold power in the government. So this definition you can remember: a political party is a group of people coming together to contest elections and hold power in the government. Okay, so in this, why do we need political party? What you need to remember, the most important points: common people are able to associate democracy with political party. It doesn't mean that always people are happy with political parties. There are critics also about political parties. So when we are analyzing the meaning of political party, a simple definition could be: a political party is group of people coming together to contest elections and hold power in a government. Okay, fine. Now let's move in detail. There are pictures given. Okay, please, we have source based, picture based questions. Where have all our leaders come at a time like this. So there are caricatures, cartoons expressing political people, political parties, etc. Just go through them. You know, parties reflect fundamental political divisions in a society. So what is actually why political parties existing? We saw the definition of political parties. So now we have a simple question: why political parties in a democracy or in a country? So we can have a monarchy, or we can have one political party, or why we have different political parties, or what is the base of existing a political party, etc. Okay, so when we are analyzing a political party, we will understand, first of all, political parties and their ideologies are different. And when we are analyzing a political party, there are three components of a political party, three parts of political parties. One, leader or leaders. Then second, active members and followers. Okay, you can just see, for example, you take any political party like Bharatiya Janata Party or Aam Aadmi Party, Congress, any political party, for example. We have famous leaders. We have active members. Active members means maybe they have membership in the political party. And majority of the people will be followers. I can just say, for example, I am a Bajpa supporter, BJP supporter, or a Congress supporter, Aam Aadmi Party supporter, and so on. Okay, so these are the three major components of political parties. Certain word meanings are given. What is the meaning of partisan? A person who is strongly committed to a party, group, or fraction. Partisanship is marked by a tendency to take side and inability to take a balanced view on an issue. Please go through these glossaries, important words. Now, we have seen why we need a political party, okay, or the basic nature and meaning of political party, and we analyze the component, the parts of political party. Now we are moving to a very important essay question: functions of political parties. So what do they do? What do the political parties do? So that is the functions. So let's analyze one by one. Political parties, they contest elections. Okay, so contesting election, fighting between ideologies are done by political parties. Now you can just imagine all these laws, regulations are made by our MLAs, MPs, etc. At the same time, they represent a political ideology, political party also. So it is not a fight between two persons. It's a fight between two or three ideologies carried out by political parties. Now, political parties, second point, political parties put forward policies and programs. Second function of political parties, they forward different policies. So we see that lots of debates going on in legislative assemblies and Lok Sabha, etc., on the formation of different policies, on the formation of different laws. Again, before the elections also, through the election manifesto, political parties will raise the need of certain policies. Also, they will collect the opinion of the public to form public opinions, thereby policies, and they create programs. So all these things are organized by political parties. So second role of political parties, they put forward different policies and programs. Third role of political parties, they make very important role on making laws. We say technically laws are made by parliamentary houses. Parliamentary houses includes ministers, members of parliament or legislative assembly members. So in fact, those people who belong to different political parties, they form or they create laws. So in technical language we say parliament houses make the laws, but in fact it is political parties, they form the laws. Next point to discuss is they form and run government. They form and run the government. So political parties may be a single party or parties with like-mindedness, ideologies and philosophies come together and they make government and run the government on behalf of the country, on behalf of the people. Next function is, it's not only ruling the country, political parties play a crucial role of opposition. You just imagine that if there is no opposition, it's not a democratic form of government. If there is no powerful opposition, it's unlikely to be called a democratic form of government. So it's a function of political parties to become an opposition party as they don't have the majority to run the government. Another point, they shape public opinion. Actually, the crowd, the mob, they do not know mostly what is good for them, which economical policy will be better for them. So it is the duty of political parties to shape, form public opinions on certain social issues or any issue that affect the life of people. Next point is provide people access to government machinery and welfare scheme. You just imagine that you need to visit a collector. Will you go directly to the collector or to your favorite political leader like a Vidhayak or MLA or MB? MLA or MB is your representative. You are more comfortable with your popular representatives like or MLA or MB or any other elected persons. You have an intimacy with them. But a bureaucrat like IAS officer, they are actually like a working instrument in government, and they function formally, but we have an informal relationship with our representatives. So whenever a problem or whenever you need a welfare scheme, whenever you need any kind of government help, machinery, etc., you approach your representatives. So that is the meaning given here. Political parties, political leaders, etc., they provide people access to government machinery and welfare schemes. It is through the representatives we are approaching these political leaders. So these are the points, these are the functions of political party. Let's summarize once again. Parties contest elections, they put forward different policies and programs, make very decisive role in making laws, they form and run government, play the role of opposition, they shape public opinions, provide people access to government machinery and welfare schemes. Now, next point to discuss is what is the necessity? What is the necessity of government, political parties? See, just imagine you are a candidate or I am a candidate and I will be contesting election from a single constituency. Maybe sometimes we can contest elections from multiple constituencies. So we will be concerned or worried about the needs of a locality or a area that is coming under a particular jurisdiction. As I am a MLA or MB, I am not concerned about whole country. I am concerned mostly about the development and policies of a region from where I am elected. So it becomes a necessity that there must be a group to form a government to formulate for the equal development of the country, etc. In short, individual candidates are responsible for their constituency only. So if political parties are absent, who will run government and formulate policies for the entire country? So it is another point under the necessity. political parties therefore is very big necessity. Now let's move to the another heading. How many parties should we have? How many parties? We have studied unitary form of government, federal system of government, etc. But coming to political parties, the number of political parties, how many political parties should we have? An ideal number. So let's analyze different kinds of a political party system to understand how many are actually required for us and how many political parties are there in our country. You know, we have every political party in our country are registered. They are registered under the Election Commission of India. You can just see the in green color one objective type question is given. More than 750 political parties are registered with the Election Commission of India. Now the number may be again increased. So there are 750 plus political parties registered in our country. But all political parties are not so important. Okay, so there are some serious political parties who contest elections and they have representatives also. Okay, fine. Now there are certain countries in which they have only a single party. Suddenly you will get the example of China. China is a single party system, but still they claim that they are democratic. And we have two party systems also. You take the example of United Kingdom, America, etc. We have Labour Party and one more another party in UK. There may be some minor political parties, but these two political parties are interchanging in their rules, in their administration. Now another one kind of administration is alliance or friend. Before that we have another one more kind, multi-party system. India is an example of multi-party system. We have already seen 750 political parties are there. There are, according to the census that happened years before, there are almost 7 national political parties and a number of state political parties. National political parties are concerned about the development of nation as a whole. State political parties are mostly concerned about the development of their own respective states, etc. So we have, since number of political parties, our political party system is known as multi-party system. Multi-political party system, mostly they don't find majority to form a government, so they make alliances. You remember we had NDA. Now this National Democratic Alliance, and we had a UPA, United Progressive Alliance. Two kinds of alliances were there. Since one single party could not make a government, an alliance or group of political parties of same ideologies come together to form government. You can just see recently one India bloc is also formed. It's all can be examples of alliance. Now, any like-minded people can come together to form political parties. Which system of political party should be there in a country is decided by the background of the country. You know, actually we have discussed single political party, bi-political party, two-party system, multi-political party, etc. Now, which system should be there in a particular country? It depends on the background. A country with less differences and divisions like UK or US, where religion or language, ethnicity are they don't have much differences, it may be better for them to have two political parties. But in our country we have a lot of ethnic, religious, cultural, linguistic differences. That could be the reason why there are multi-party system in our country. Fine. There is a case study given here. Please go through them very carefully. It's about one Kishanji. That person is no more. He wanted to create a new system, actually a new political party, but a very different political system. About that, there is a case study given here. Please go through it very carefully and understand the creative side of thinking. Now, we have covered how many political parties should be included in a system. And now there is one more case study given here regarding the popular participation in political parties. In the beginning, I said that the political parties are inevitable part. Without them, we cannot think of a democracy. But people are also critical about political parties. So you can just see some points. Political parties do not enjoy much trust among the people in South Asia. The proportion of those who say their trust in political parties is not much or not at all is more than those who have some or great trust. The same is true of most other democracies as well. Political parties are one of the least trusted institutions all over the world. Even though we say that political parties, their trust factor is reducing, their performance level all over the world is reducing, etc. The identity of the people, or myself saying I belong to a particular political party, or I believe in a particular political party's ideology, that percentage of people, especially of South Asian countries, are increasing. So this you can just see in the given bar charts. Despite fluctuation, party identification has gone up in our country. You can just see fluctuations are there like 38, 31, 38, 53, 48 percentage. But identity of myself belonging to a particular political party, or in short, my acceptance that political party is required, it's good, is increasing in our country. Fine. Now, please go through that case study also in detail. We can also say certain funny aspects like Canadians, when they are asked, do you think that liberals should come in power? 27% people will say yes. And 35% of the people think that the conservatives deserve a chance. But you can also see a funny thing of 98% of Canadians agree that all politicians should be locked in a trunk of an 82 Yugo going, means in a car, and let them be put over Niagara waterfalls. They all agree, almost 98%. That means globally, towards the political parties, there is a lack of support. Fine, that's all. Now, before we move to national political parties, let us summarize the key points once again, so it will be little bit clear. So we studied political parties act as vehicle of power sharing and negotiation on social division. So the objective of this chapter is learning the nature and working of political parties, and we understand political parties are very much necessary. Okay, they are the most visible part in front of a common person. So people at the same time tend to be very critical also towards political parties. We also studied a definition of political party. A political party is a group of people coming together to contest elections and hold power in the government. So a general introduction is over regarding this chapter. Not much point to remember. You need to remember the definition or the meaning of a political party. So as we are coming down, there are pictures and all, please note them. Fundamental divisions are reflected in political parties. Why do we have different political parties? Because there are divisions in the society. Each society's divisions or differences are held by political parties. We also studied a political party has certain components like leaders, active members, the followers. Fine. So then we studied an essay question. You remember there are certain points given. We had repeatedly said also, please go through them. And as we came down, we also discussed that how many political parties should be there, whether it is single party, bi-party, two parties, or multi-party system, okay, etc. Now we also saw case studies of people's attitude towards political parties, popular participation, etc. Now we are moving to the national political parties. See, countrywide political parties are known as national political parties. A political party that has roots in almost every nook and corner of the country. So they are called countrywide. Okay, so they are known as, in short, national political parties. So what is the attitude of, is there any difference given by the election commissioner? According to election commissioner, all political parties are equal, but there are certain political parties, like large and established political parties, they receive they actually receive lot of importance. For example, they receive symbols, particular symbols. Under that symbol, no other candidate can contest elections, isn't it? Lotus is a symbol, or the palms is a symbol. So this all belongs to certain established and large political parties. Now, state political party, a political party which won 2 seats. Now we are going to define what is a state political party. A political party which won 2 seats and secured 6% of total votes to the legislative assembly is known as a state political party. Remember, a political party which won minimum 2 seats and they secured 6% of the total vote in the legislative assembly election, it is named as state political party. And what is national political party? A political party which secured 6% of the total vote, same percentage you can easily remember, 6% of the total vote to Lok Sabha or in the assembly elections of 4 states. Okay, so it's not only to the Lok Sabha, or to the assembly elections of 4 states, and they must have 4 MPs to Lok Sabha. The number of MPs are 4, so they must have 6% of the total vote either to Lok Sabha or to the assembly elections. So that political party can be named as national political party. I hope you understood. Okay, so it is given in pink shade. There were 7 recognized national political parties in 2019. Okay, 2019. Now I am giving you a case study to study about the national political parties of 2019, political party symbol and their launching, political leaders, their names are given. Please go through them. All India Trinamool Congress, AITC, then Bahujan Samajwadi Party, BSP. We have Communist Party of India, CPI. Just note down their symbols also. Okay. And Bharatiya Janata Party, Communist Party of India, Marxist, CPIM. So these political parties and about their philosophies, about their ideologies, leaders, and their achievements are summarized under each heading. Please go through them. Yeah, 2 more political parties: Indian National Congress, then Nationalist Congress Party, NCP. Okay, fine. Now let's move to another point: state political parties. We have already seen the definition of state political parties. So they are commonly referred as regional parties. State political parties mostly having state identity are known as regional political parties. Example are given: Janata-Dal, Mizo National Front, etc. Some more examples are there. There are also political parties, state political parties, they have identity in state but they have also national interest, like Samajwadi Party, Rashtriya Janata-Dal. So they have a national level political organization, but according to 2019 they are only state political parties. Okay, now we are going to a very important topic: challenges to political parties. What are the challenges? There are challenges, problems related to political parties. In the beginning of the chapter we had discussed this. And what are the challenges? First of all, there is lack of internal democracy. Lack of internal democracy means In a democratic system, political parties are inevitable, but often the internal democracy of political parties are absent. Okay, so maybe people who are leaders, they only remain to be the leader. People who are in the bottom level, they may not have a democratic chance of becoming a leader, etc. Second point, there is dynastic succession of powers. Another problem that you can just see, usually in monarchy we see a king becomes and a king's son becomes the next king. Often, sometimes in many of the political parties, dynastic succession. If father was a minister, son also becomes minister. So this is seen in many of the political parties or in many of the lives of political leaders. So this is another one challenge that is going against a democratic principle. Okay, so if I am a minister, more chance is there for my son to become minister. So this is a problem that is affecting the democracy. So you can just see, unfortunately, democracy uses money and muscle power in political parties. Money power and muscle power. It is highly with political parties. So a common man cannot directly attack a political party. Unfortunately, it's not only a system of a particular country, all over the world. If you are a politician, definitely money power and muscle power will associate with it. So that is another big challenge political parties will have to overcome. Another point is lack of meaningful choices in policies. In the modern world, there are many political parties. All will say, we will remove unemployment, we will remove poverty. So in their election manifestos, when we are analyzing, there is no much meaningful choices among them. So these are the 4 important challenges or problems related to political parties. And what are the solutions? We have discussed problems are there, so there must be solutions also. How can parties be reformed? So first of all, there are 3 important points, 3 important laws made by the government to reform political parties and leaders. Point number 1, there is a law. Constitution was amended to prevent elected MLA or MP from changing parties. An MLA or MP, after he got elected, he cannot change his political party. It is prohibited by law. Second point, compulsory disclosure of properties and criminal cases pending against a candidate. By law, it has become mandatory that an MLA or MP who is contesting an election has to make an affidavit stating about his property, wealth, and if he has any criminal cases pending against him, that also must be revealed. And third point, conducting organization election and filing income tax returns. Another law made to refine political parties is it is asked by the government by law that political parties, they will have to conduct organizational elections and they should file income tax returns also. So these are the 3 important laws made to regulate. Now we can just see it is not only laws, we can just see other suggestions. There are certain suggestions also given. They are not laws, please remember, don't get confused. Point number 1, there must be laws enacted to regulate the internal affairs of political parties. How a political party has to govern, how it has to function. So regarding this, there must be law enacted. This is not a law, it's a suggestion. Okay. So second point, there must be reservation to women candidates. Another suggestion to make or refine political parties, there must be more reservation to women candidate. At least 1/3 must be offered to women. Another suggestion is state fund should be given. State fund must be given to elections to all parties on the basis of what they secured in previous election. Another point, that the government has to fund every political party rather than they themselves raise funds. Okay, so these are the three important points, suggestions given to refine political parties. You know, we have seen laws, suggestions, and as a conclusion, political science chapter teaches two other ways of reforming a political party. Point number one, giving pressure on political parties through pressure groups or media. You know, actually public participation through pressure groups or or using media will be one way to pressurize political parties to become better each day. Another one, by political participation. It is always easy to criticize a political party by standing outside. Instead of that, be a member of a political party, be an internal member, and modify, refine political party with your participation. So that's all about the chapter. We had summarized up to national political parties. You studied that national political party is actually a country-wide political party. Okay, country-wide political party. So we just saw there are large and established political parties to which election commission gives some favors. State political parties are actually concerned about the state, about the development of state. We also saw the definition of a national political party. What are the requirements to be called as state or national political parties? We also studied certain political parties' names. As per the record of 2019, we have 7 national political parties. Their records are given. Please go through them very carefully and study them properly. We studied state political parties. They are also known as regional political parties. We studied the examples of political parties. There is a beautiful map given referring regional political parties as per 2018. So you can just see which are the local parties and where they are basically functioning. And two important other points that we have discussed is challenges to political parties. Point number one, lack of internal democracy, dynastic succession of powers, money and muscle power, lack of meaningful choices in policies put forward by political parties. So how can we refining political parties? We studied under 3 headings: under laws, under suggestions, under conclusion by political analyst. First point, they can be actually there are 3 laws. An MLA or MB cannot change their party once they are elected. They will have to disclose their property details and if they have any criminal cases pending against them. And third point is there must be proper conducting of organization, elections, and filing of income tax returns by political parties. So these 3 things are the laws made to refine. There are also suggestions. So first suggestion is there must be laws enacted to regulate the internal affairs of political parties. Point number 1. Second point is there must be reservation of women candidates. 1/3 of reservation must be given to women. And the third one is state fund elections to all parties which conduct elections based on their voter turnout. State fund must be given. And we have also seen 2 important points, that we should become participants in the political parties as well as by using pressure groups and media. We should always pressurize political parties so that they will bring better outcomes. So that's all about political parties. I hope this chapter was very useful to you for gaining knowledge. Please write down all the points that are highlighted, that are given in blue ink, and go through the points that are highlighted. Thank you so much.